Carolina man is suing Google, accusing the tech giant of negligence after their loved one died, allegedly because of Google Maps. Philip Paxton's wife says her husband was driving back home from her daughter's birthday party last summer. His family says he was following the app's GPS directions on a dark and rainy night, which led him to an unmarked, collapsed bridge that he assumed was a safe route because of the GPS directions. This is what the bridge looked like in the daytime. Instead, he fell to his death. The lawsuit claims Google had received notifications from area residents about the bridge, but failed to update its maps. Now, Google has issued a statement that reads, "We have the deepest sympathies for the Paxton family. Our goal is to provide accurate routing information and maps, and we are reviewing this lawsuit." The family is also suing Google's parent company, Alphabet, and 2 local companies for failing to maintain the bridge. CNN has asked for comment from those co-defendants as well. So joining me now is Alicia Paxton, Philip Paxton's widow. Alicia, I just want to start with one. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry that this happened. But your husband was leaving your daughter's birthday party. You had left earlier. What did you think when he didn't come home? How did you tell your 2 daughters?
Well, I thought first that he was sleeping on the couch when I woke up, so I didn't really rush. But when I came downstairs, saw he wasn't there, I was kind of confused. And my daughter came down and asked, "Where's Daddy?" And I said, "I don't know." And she started to cry. So I said, "No, it's okay, honey. Daddy, I'm sure he's helping somebody, how he does. Somebody needed to use the truck." And then I kind of went in the back room and started calling my friends and asking when he left. And they said, "We'll drive the roads to see if we can find him or anything." I called the police. They said, no, we haven't found anybody. Don't worry. And I checked the hospitals. Then a while later, Amelia, my daughter, she knocked on the door and said, "Mommy, the police are here." And immediately my heart just hit the floor. And I was on the phone with his sister, and she told me, just breathe. And I went out, and the police were there, and all of my friends, and just the look on their faces, I just knew. And it felt like forever that they weren't telling me that, and I was kind of like, where is he? And so then it was the worst day of my life. I just started, like, of course, breaking down. And then in the midst of it, my girls are coming to the door trying to see if I'm okay, because they can hear me. So I'm trying to say, it's okay, go back inside. And then my friend said, you just have to tell them. And I just went inside and I told them, girls, Daddy had an accident and he went to heaven with Dozer, our dog. And my youngest was sort of in shock. The oldest, very smart, they're both very close with him, but she just got very angry and just started running around and pushing everything off of the countertops, and understandably. And I just tried to give her a hug. She said, "I don't want a hug, I want Daddy." She said, "What are we going to do on Father's Day? I don't want to get married, he's not going to be there." And so it's it was hard.
Yeah.
And I had to decide.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say about bringing them.
I can't imagine your loss. I just want to say that, and to even have the daughter looking that far ahead to her wedding day, I can't imagine as well. I want to bring in your attorney, Robert Zimmerman. Robert, we read a little bit of Google's statement saying they have the deepest sympathies for the family, but lay it out for us here. Why, one, do you have any reaction to that statement? But also, why are you all suing Google, and specifically for what?
Sure, and thanks for having us. We are suing essentially 2 groups of defendants. This was a private road, and we are suing those responsible for the road. This was a development that was built about 3 or 4 decades ago. And when they built that development, they sold the houses, but their responsibility didn't stop there. They had a responsibility to either turn the roads over to the North Carolina Department of Transportation or set up an adequate maintenance program. And they did neither. And this was a bridge that no one in the community wanted to take responsibility for. With respect to Google, Google was aware for years before this incident that this bridge had collapsed, and there was essentially a cliff and a crater in the middle of a residential neighborhood. for 9 years. There is no good reason why this could occur. We have evidence that multiple complaints were made to Google through their Google Maps application, telling them that this was an issue, telling them that there were articles that showed that this bridge was out, and they did nothing. I appreciate they have sympathy at this time, but it never should have allowed. It never should have been allowed to occur for this long.
And Alicia, obviously, GPS is a major part of anyone's life who's driving on the roads. Are you able? Do you feel you're able to trust GPS again, or how do you view whipping that out to use it now, given what we're learning here?
Well, there's sort of no other choice these days rather than to use GPS. And so I have to use it, but I'm kind of cynical, like, well, just be careful, don't, drive off anything that's, that not there. I mean, I'm kind of angry about it, but I still have to use it. So it's always in the back of my mind. But that's the thing, is that everybody trusts it, or at least has to rely on it. So I think that it needs to be safe, or at least to the best of the maker's ability.
Yeah. Well, Alicia Paxton, Robert Zimmerman, thank you for joining us. Alicia, again, so sorry for your loss. We'll continue to follow this case.